Hey everyone, this is Demari. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today I'm going to be doing the April 2020 monthly tarot reading for the sign of Aquarius. Now, please keep in mind this is a general message, so it's not going to apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this month's reading in regards to your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Mars placements. Okay, so take a look at your natal chart and the corresponding zodiac signs and have a look at the titles in these videos to see which one resonates with you most at this time. So just to let you know, I'll be laying a Celtic cross spread using the Waite tarot and clarifying with the intuitive as always. So I'm just going to get stuck in and see what is potentially going to play out in this month for you now that we are in Aries season, okay? We're in the month of April. So interesting. It's kind of a weird dynamic because usually being in Aries, in the season of Aries, now would usually be a good time to act upon plans, you know, getting that creative juices flowing, getting ideas down on paper and really kind of moving forward towards the things that we are most passionate about, the things that makes us feel most creative, most alive. Really good for learning new skills as well. But obviously, with everything that's going on in the world right now, it can be a little bit limiting. However, this is still a good time to start honing your skills, okay? So there's still things that can be done, even whilst you're self-isolating, right? So you can still get your plans down. You can still be creative in different ways. You can try new things. You can still study, right? So it still gives you an opportunity to do that. Okay, so let's have a look then at what's in store for you this month. So in regards to your present circumstances, you have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So there may be something that you're not taking action upon right now because you feel like you've had to pull the reins, you've had to hold back on something. There may be something that you've been feeling kind of pushed to do, something that feels quite impulsive, and as such you're kind of like holding yourself back last minute, like whoa, what are you doing? You know, it's that kind of energy, like take it easy, just think this through before you start, you know, firing these comments across or start really engaging into or opening up this subject, because yeah, think it through first. Maybe that's kind of why you're not communicating what it is that you want, okay, at this time. Or it could be that someone else is doing that in relation to this, but we'll have a look at that when we're clarifying. So in regards to your challenge at this time, you have the Ten of Wands in reverse. So it may be that you're holding too much, okay? You're holding too much in within yourself because, I don't know, this fear, because of something that you don't feel like you can communicate at this time, or something you don't think you can chase after. So you're kind of just holding it all in, and it's actually getting burdensome. It's getting to the point where it's not only burdensome, but it's like, it's draining, okay? It's draining, it's heavy, it's just making you feel like you can't move forward in any regard, you know, because you're being weighed down by whatever it is that you're keeping close to your chest, whatever you feel like you can't communicate, or whatever's been bothering you at this time. Again, we'll see what that could be when we clarify. So you're kind of being asked to maybe release certain things that are, you know, that are weighing you down, but also understand that maybe some of the things that you feel like are weighing you down, that you need to let go of or release or communicate, are not actually things that are weighing you down, that actually some things you really do need to take the time to consider before you start, you know, making your comments or making certain things known, okay? There might be something you need to address first, right? So there's a bit of, you know, it's kind of knowing what to drop and knowing what to take a closer look at before you do something about it, right? In regards to your recent past, you have the Eight of Swords in the upright. I can't remember who else had this, but this came up in another reading, but I can't remember for who. Yeah, so you were feeling quite stuck in a situation. You may have felt like you were energetically tied to someone else, and because of that, you were all in your head about it. Like, you couldn't get past this connection, even though it was something you felt like didn't serve you in the long run, that wasn't actually what you thought you wanted. Either way, you're all up in your head about it, right? You were just like, I can't win, I can't break free of this connection. No matter what I do, it's just there. You know, I can't release myself from it, no matter what I try to do. I didn't even ask for it, and yet here it is. You know, it felt good, but then it wasn't right anymore. And now I can't, you know, I'm being forced to release it, but I don't know how, right? That's how you were feeling very recently. But now you're just trying to find a way to actually, I think, free yourself from that situation by communicating what it is that you truly want, or by just, you know, making sense of things, working on what it is that makes you feel so tied to this connection, and then releasing it for good, right? So in your near future, you have the 5 of Swords. Okay, so I think there has been a lot of confusion. I think that you will gain clarity at the end of it, but the decision that you come to may not be well thought out, even though you are getting clearer on the situation, even though it's making more sense in your understanding why you feel the way you feel. You might actually be stepping into this defeatist energy and just kind of being like, oh, well, I give up, you know, I'm just gonna leave it, I'm just gonna walk away, because what else can I do, right? But it's not fully what you want. You're just kind of like, it's like you cutting your losses. It's that kind of energy, because you're just tired of mulling it over in your brain. So you're like, I'm just gonna cut my losses, yeah, you know, just walk away from it. But I don't feel like that's truly what you want, though. It's just out of what you feel is necessity, or to make things easier for yourself. But there may be someone actually who's a part of this situation that wants you to do that, okay? So maybe that's another reason why you feel like you have to. It's like, well, if this person doesn't want it, then what can I do anyway? You know, it's that sort of thing. So in regards to your feelings, you have the Page of Cups, okay? So water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, you could be dealing with any of those signs, or you could have that in your charts. Either way, I feel like you do want this is what I'm talking about. You want to offer something to someone. You might want to start a new relationship. You might want to, you know, be better acquainted to someone. It's not necessarily a relationship. Maybe you're trying to, maybe there's even a friendship that has been kind of rocky, and you're wanting to try and patch things up and, you know, show this person that you really do care, that you do consider them a very good friend, and that you don't want to lose the connection, but they don't seem to want it. So you're not sure how to go about showing them that you do care, that what they think of you is false, right? But for some of you, it's definitely in regards to someone you've had your eye on for some time, I feel. You may not have been in love with. I don't feel that, I'm not getting that. But you are starting to have romantic interest in this person, but they don't seem to want it, is what I'm getting so far. Like, you're not feeling like they want it. So you're like, what am I supposed to do in this situation? But again, we'll look at that. In regards to what's crowning you at this time, what's within your power to affect, you have 6 of Swords, okay? So more air energy. So it's looking like you're kind of being asked to, like, I feel like, kind of walk away from the situation. Like, or maybe you'll get to the point where you will walk away because the back and forth in your mind over what you should do and how you feel, and, you know, what you could have done differently or whatever, I think it's just going to get too much. It's already getting too much. And I think you're just going to walk away and focus on taking care of yourself. Or at least that's what you can do. That's what you can control, right? You aren't able to control whether or not this person wants to be with you or wants to have this friendship, but what you can control is what you do, right? And you can choose to let it lie, you know, say your piece. If they're not interested, you know, moving away and just leaving the connection as it is and just focusing on yourself, right? getting yourself into a better state mentally and emotionally, right? So you feel more balanced and more in control of those things, right? In regards to your advice here, you have the King of Wands in reverse. So fire energy, Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. So again, you could be dealing with either one of those signs, or you could have it in your chart. Either way, I feel like what you're being advised to do at this time is to not rely so heavily on your charm and being able to, I feel like a lot of you guys are actually very good communicators. You're very good at speaking your piece. You're very good at communicating ideas, and you're very charismatic, and you can get people's attention quite easily. I feel like many of you are very you're very appealing to people, right? Even if you think, well, I'm not God's gift, like, you know, I look okay, but I'm not God's gift. Even if you don't think you're all that, there are people that certainly do feel like that, okay? They're just drawn to you. That's what I feel like. Whoever this reading resonates more, I feel like people are drawn to you, right? So you definitely did get this person's attention. I don't doubt that. If it's like a, you know, a romantic connection. I think if it's a friendship, I think this person really did like how, like I said, you're very witty, you're very good at coming up with witty remarks and, you know, just clever anecdotes and things like that. So that's what kind of brought your friendship together, because you both had similar humor, you see things maybe in a similar way, you know, that's what drew you together in a sense. But I feel like the advice at this point is, don't rely on being charming and, you know, using any kind of manipulative means to win this person over. You need to just be honest and speak clearly and truthfully about what it is that you want, how you feel, and, you know, and just putting it out there and seeing what happens. But don't resort to like underhanded tactics like manipulation or deception or anything like that. Because you've got to remember, you are very good communicators, you're very good at charming people, you're very good at getting people on side. So don't abuse that gift is what it's saying, okay? So in regards to your external influences, so the things that are surrounding you at this time, the situations that are situations that are surrounding you, the environments, people, that kind of thing. So everything outside of yourself, essentially. You have the 9 of Cups in reverse, okay, more water. So yeah, this is really saying like that no matter how much you want something or you think you want something, you can't force it into being, right? You can't force something that you believe to be your will if it impacts the will of someone else, essentially. That's what you need to be very much aware of, that it doesn't matter how much you want this connection. If this person doesn't reciprocate that, you can't force it into being. You can't use underhanded tactics. Even if you do that, it's not necessarily going to work, and it's not going to bring anything good in the long run for you, okay? So just be aware of that, because it may be that the reason why this person is kind of distancing themselves from you at this time is because they feel like you're in that energy of only really considering your own feelings, only considering what you want, but you're not hearing what, you know, they want, or what their issue is, or why they're upset, or why there's distance, right? So there has to be an open line of communication, but you also have to consider the feelings of others, and you can't force your will onto someone else. So just be aware of that, okay? So in regards to your fears, I believe, you have the 3 of Swords in reverse. Sorry, not the 3 of Swords, the 4 of Swords in reverse. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of like confusion and getting stuck in your head and feeling quite mentally stressed and anxious. Yeah, and I think you're worried that this is just never going to end. You're never going to get a respite from this situation. That no matter how much you try and pull away, no matter what you do, no matter what actions you take, you're going to find yourself right back here. You know, even if you do decide to walk away, you're going to feel like you're not going to get past this feeling, right, that you have of being left alone, or not being with the person that you wanted, that you decided was right for you. Right? So in regards to your hopes, you have the Page of Pentacles, right? Earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. So it could be that you are trying to offer something. Like I said, I think you do. I think you really want to offer either an apology, or you want to offer, you want to make it known that, look, I want this new beginning. I want a connection. I want this connection. I want to fight for this connection. I want to, or at least begin something new, okay? Like, I want to offer my, you know, my attention, my time. You know, I'm here. This is, I feel like you offering yourself pretty much, saying, listen, I am here. I'm available, okay? I may not have been available before, I might have been confused, but I'm here now. And I want to say, I'm sorry if I misled you. I'm sorry if, you know, I made you feel like I wasn't interested, but I am interested in this connection, and I want to do my part to fix it, right? How do you feel about it? That's kind of how you're feeling, right? This is what you're hoping to do, that you can offer this and it'll be reciprocated, not only accepted but reciprocated, right, by this other person. And in regards to your possible outcome, you have Justice in reverse, so Libra energy. You could be dealing with a Libra, but either way, I feel like, yeah, you might not get the answer that you want. And as painful as that might be, you have to come to accept that. Like I said, you can't force something onto someone else. You can't force your will that impacts someone else's, essentially, right? So you just have to be aware of that you might not get the answer that you want, but it will depend on what the circumstances is and how the karmic situation will play out, right? Because I feel like, you know, for a lot of the signs at the moment, there's a lot of karmic situations that are coming to an end, if they haven't already. But yeah, so we'll take a look at that as we clarify. Because you've got to remember as well, the Aries is actually like the beginning of the zodiac calendar. So it's like, you know, everything's starting a new cycle, right? So there's a lot of endings. Some situations have already come to a close. There's some that are coming to a close now. So this newness can come in, right? So don't be surprised that, yeah, a lot of situations are changing, not just everything that's going on in the world currently, but, you know, in an individual sense as well. Collectively and individually, there's a lot of changes coming into effect. Okay. Just get the last few clarifying cards for you. Why am I not surprised that came up? Okay, we'll address that in a second for you. Okay, and the last couple of cards. Oh, that did a full on like 12, like a triple 12 then. Wow. Interesting. Alright then. So, Aquarius. In regards to your present circumstances, the Eight of Wands in reverse. You have the Death card in reverse, the Scorpio energy, and you have the Nine of Cups in reverse. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe that's why you're holding back, because you don't feel quite ready to close this situation out. You're not ready to release it, let go of it, because, you know, once you communicate this thing, how you truly feel, what it is that you want, once you lay it all out on the table, you know, and put yourself in that vulnerable position, you'll get your answer, you know, the final decision. And once that answer comes through, that's going to change things forever in regards to this connection. And you're aware of that and you're afraid. So that's why you don't want to communicate that, because you don't know what the final outcome's going to be. You know, it's uncertain, so you're worried about that. But I think part of you thinks that it's not going to end well. You're not going to get the answer that you hoped for. So there is no possibility of starting this relationship with this person. There's no possibility of mending this friendship, right? In regards to your challenges at this time, the 10 of Wands in reverse here. You have the 5 of Wands in reverse and the Page of Wands. Okay, so lots of fire energy there. You could have a lot of fire in your chart, Aquarius. Only you will know that. But either way, I feel like you are starting to make sense of things. You're starting to know what needs dropping and what needs addressing, right? You are starting to see that more clearly. And I think you are willing to take some action, but you are scared. You're hesitant because of the outcome. You don't know what the answer is going to be. You don't know how things are going to go. But you're being asked to take the initiative anyway. Okay, no matter how scary it is, it has to change. Something has to give, so you have to take the initiative. In regards to your recent past, the 8 of Swords here, you have the 10 of Cups in reverse and the Hermit. I was going to say the Hierophant. Why is that one that's come out? Maybe some of you are dealing with a Taurus, I don't know, but the Hierophant was like literally wanted to come out of my mouth. But yeah, the Hermit, so Virgo energy, could be dealing with a Virgo. But yeah, it's like you were really unhappy. You felt trapped in a situation. You felt like there was no moving forward, there was no moving back. You were just stagnant, right? And you were very much trapped in your head because you felt like, you know, nothing is changing. There's no movement. I don't know where I stand with anything, you know. I'm just completely in the dark with it all. And it was making you very unhappy. It was making you feel like, you know, you didn't know where to go from here. So you felt like, well, there's no good me mulling it over and over in my brain and trying to find some kind of solution when I am not getting anything from this person, right? They're not giving me anything to work with. And that might have, you know, triggered you to start communicating in some small way with this person, just to get something to work with, right? But you're not. I don't feel like you've communicated the whole of your feelings. I don't think you've communicated exactly how you feel, what it is that you want, and that's what needs to happen next, I feel. Okay, in regards to your future, near future, the 5 of Swords here. You have the 7 of Wands and you have the 9 of Wands. So, yeah, you're kind of like, I think you feel like you have to defend yourself, you have to defend your actions, you have to defend your position, right? And because you're growing tired and weary of that, you're just kind of willing to admit defeat is what I'm getting from that. Like, oh, it's not going anywhere anyway. This person clearly doesn't want what I want, so what's the point? You know, I'm getting tired of this. It's like every time I try to apologize in some way or let them know how I feel, I just get like, you know, angry comments back, or just like rejections, or like, you know, them not taking me seriously, or, you know, just, it could be that the other person is quite guarded or defensive at this time because of some falling out. Particularly if this was someone that was a close friend to you, you may have had a falling out over something, and you know, maybe you said something out of turn, and now they're not willing to hear what you have to say because all they can remember is what you said out of anger, or vice versa, right? So either one of you is quite defensive. Or you're feeling like you're having to defend yourself because of this image that this person has of you, which is false, right? and you're kind of just tired from it. Like, you know, you're feeling quite emotionally drained, as well as physically drained from the situation, mentally drained on all levels, and you're just wanting to release it. You're like, okay, if I can't fix it, then I just want to go. Like, I've had enough. I can't do this anymore, pretty much. So clarifying your feelings, the Page of Cups here. You have the Seven of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. Oh boy, yeah, so you decided now that, okay, no more playing games. I need to be honest about how I feel. Like, I really want to get this connection on track. I'm willing to put the work in to, you know, to make it work, right, is what I'm getting. It's like, okay, I'm not willing to play it small anymore. Like, I don't care about, you know, just being in it for the good times and all the rest of it. Like, I genuinely want to invest in this connection. Like, I want to do whatever it takes to get it back on track. I know it's not going to be smooth sailing. I know that it's not going to be like all is forgiven, all is well. But I'm willing to put the work in and do what it takes. You know, I'm willing to apologize. I'm willing to put the effort in, right? And it's going to it's coming from a sincere place. Like, this is truly how I feel and what I want, right? And if it's in regards to relationship especially, I feel like maybe this person thought that you were only in it for the good times, that you were only interested in, you know, casual dating, like sex, or maybe they felt like you were only interested as long as it served you, like your emotional needs at that time, or if it pandered to your ego, or if it made you, only when you felt like you wanted something from them, right? But you're kind of here to show them, like, listen, that is not what I want. You've got me all wrong. Maybe I came across the wrong way in the beginning, but, you know, maybe I wasn't ready, but now I am, and this is what I want to offer. I want to invest in this, right? In regards to the situation that's crowning you at this time, the Six of Swords here. You have the Four of Wands and the Knight of Pentacles, okay? So this tells me, like, yeah, you really want to build some firm foundations, but you're not willing to go at a slow, steady pace. You're not willing to just kind of, you know, take our time, see how it goes, you know, do it step by step, and just do that as it feels like, you know, it's right, or when it's deemed an acceptable time to be doing that. You're like, no, like, I just want to build my future. I'm going to start building my future right now, like today, you know, either with or without this person. Like, I'm not hanging around anymore. Like, this is what I want. I really want to get my life on track. I want things to be stable. I want to know that whatever I'm investing my time, energy, and resources in is going to be for the long run. It's going to be, you know, something long lasting that will withstand the test of time, right? That will withstand trials. So if it doesn't involve this person, then I'm just gonna go. But either way, I feel like this is what needs to happen, and I'm not waiting anymore. I'm not willing to just see how it goes, or take my time, or, you know, wait for the other person. Like, this needs to happen now, and that's what I'm doing, right? That's pretty much what I'm getting from it. And that's pretty much what it's saying. Like, you have the power to do that, right? You can't force this person to decide to do it with you, but you can decide to do it at all, right? So that's the thing. That's the thing to be aware of. That either with or without this person, you can still build, right, towards this vision that you have. So in regards to your advice here, the King of Wands in reverse. You have the Hierophant. Here we go. So there it is. The Hierophant in reverse, Taurus energy. The Tower, okay, and the Ace of Wands. So really, really powerful combination, right? So your advice is that, yeah, don't use your charm. Don't rely on the fact that because people take what you say very seriously and literally, and because you're very good at putting a persuasive argument so people see things from your side, don't fall on underhanded tactics that are not becoming, right? That are just beneath you, right? You don't need to do that. Because either way, something significant is changing in this situation, you know? And if it means that this connection has to fall apart completely, then that's what it needs. That's what it takes. That's what it needs to happen, right? That's what needs to happen in regards to this situation. And some things are outside of your control. That's what you need to be aware of. But don't try and force control over the situation, because you can't. Some things are outside of your control. You know, all you can do is communicate what you want. If it doesn't work and the connection falls, like the tower, then that's what's going to happen. And either way, when that happens, whether you get what you want or not, something new is coming in, right? You'll have a new opportunity to go after what it is that you want most. So why worry about it, essentially? You don't need to resort to trickery or manipulation or any devious kind of behavior, right? So just be aware of that. So in regards to your external influences, people, situations, environments, you have the, clarifying the 9 of Wands here. 9 of Wands? What is going on? 9 of Cups in reverse. There we go. 9 of Cups in reverse. You have the Knight of Wands. Okay, there we go. Wands is there. And the Devil card. I knew this card was going to come out, because there is this energy beneath it all where you're really like, because you feel like you don't know what to do, your shadow side might be tempted to kind of assert its control over the situation, because you feel like it's kind of out of your hands on some level. You really don't like that, Aquarius. So you're like, okay, what can I do so I do have control of the situation? How can I make this play out to my advantage? So don't go into that way of thinking. It's really not healthy or good for you in regards to this, okay? It's not going to give you the outcome you want, and even if it does, it's not going to be in the way you wished it to be. You know, it's going to play out in some completely different way. So don't resort to that, okay? You don't need to. You just need to go after what it is that you want to communicate clearly, right? Don't give in to the fear. Just communicate what it is that you want, right? And go after it. Show up. Show that you're there. Show that you're sincere, that you truly want this. But if you don't get your way, don't start resorting to this kind of energy, right? And this is Capricorn, so you could be dealing with a Capricorn. But either way, I feel like this is a warning, like not to do this, not to resort to this in order to get your own way, right? Because it's only going to bring more toxicity to the relationship. And it could even be that this connection is being removed from your life to prevent any more toxicity between the two of you. Maybe this person was exhibiting some toxic behaviors, right? And that's why it's slowly being pulled out of your life. So take it however it resonates, okay? But there's definitely a clear warning there not to do something underhandedly, right? So in regards to your fears here, the 4 of Swords in reverse, you have the 4 of Cups in reverse, and you have the 6 of Cups. So yeah. By the way, I see the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Cups, and the 4 of Wands. So 444 could be significant to you at this time. So take a look at that in terms of neurology. Neurology? Why did I say neurology? Maybe something to do with neurology. I meant numerology, okay? Numerology. Have a look at it in regards to numerology, angel numbers, okay? But maybe there's something to do with your nerves, your nervous system that might need addressing, particularly because the 4 of Swords does often talk about healing. So there may be something in your chemistry that's off at the moment, and that's why neurology came out. So I know that's going to be very specific for someone or very few people, but if you know that you're having some health problems, maybe address that also, because I feel like the stress that this situation is putting on you could be making that worse. So just be aware of that. If you do have any neurological issues, dysfunction, or anything to do with like brain chemistry or just your chemistry in general, right? So be mindful of what you're eating and what you're putting into your body this time also. Okay, moving on. So yeah, as I was saying, 6 of Cups, 4 of Cups in reverse. Yeah. You keep revisiting the past and thinking maybe when you might have rejected this person. I feel like you may have initially rejected this person, or when this person was trying to initially fix the issue, was trying to address the argument and trying to resolve it, you may have initially turned it down, and now you're wanting to turn that around. You're wanting to try and fix it, heal the situation, but you don't think that they will accept it. That's what I'm feeling from this. Yeah. That the shoe's on the other foot. Now you're the one that wants to come and try and make this work or try and fix the situation, but you're afraid that they're not gonna hear it. Because essentially they felt like crap, and now they're like, no, you already turned me down flat. You already told me that you didn't give a shit. You already told me that, you know, I wasn't worth anything to you, or, you know, whatever it is. You already told me no, so why should I listen now? Why should I say yes? You know, that kind of thing. In regards to your hopes, the Page of Pentacles here, you have the 8 of Swords again. Okay, so that's 2 8s. And you have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse, so 888. Someone else got 888 in their reading. Who was that? There is another reading here that's very significant to this one, but I can't think who it was. I'll have to look at that. Could be Cancer or possibly Taurus. I can't remember. So maybe check out those videos as well. It might be relevant. Either way, I feel like with the 8 of Pentacles in reverse and the 8 of Swords again, it's like you're really hoping that your apology will be heard, and that this person will take a moment to consider what it is that you want. Even if you're not apologizing, if you're just making some kind of offering, right? If you're just showing up and saying, listen, like, I want you to know that this is what I want, this is how I see you, this is what I think, this is what I want, you know? So do what you will with that information, but this is what I'm telling you, this is what I want. And you're hoping, I think, that the person will at least take 5 minutes to sit there and think about it and not just give you the flat out no, right? So your hopes is that, yeah, that they will take that time to consider what it is that you have to offer and what you're communicating. But yeah, I'm thinking you're hoping that they don't put you through a bunch of tests as well. That they don't want you to test your loyalty. They don't want you to, prove your loyalty. They don't want you to, run around and do all this crazy shit just to show that you're sincere. I think you're hoping that there's not going to be any, bullshit like that. Like I said, any toxic nonsense, right? That they're just going to simply take on board what you're saying for face value and mull it over, rather than getting you to try and prove something, right? That's what I'm getting from that. And then finally, in regards to the Justice in reverse here, yes, your possible outcome, you have the High Priestess in reverse. The same reading that I was telling you had certain key cards here, they also got the High Priestess in reverse. And the Page of Pentacles again, right? So I think, okay, what's happening here is you may want something even against your better judgment, even though you may know that it's best to let it go, and that if you force the issue, like I said, it's not going to give you the desirable results. However, if you can just let it is, make it clear what it is that you want and allow it to be whatever it is, even if you don't get what you initially want, something else is coming in, but you just don't know that. That's the thing. You're not aware of that. You think that it's all or nothing. It's either this or nothing at all, and that's how it is. But that's not the case. Either way, there is movement. There will be change, right? By you extending yourself and making it known and communicating what it is that you want, there is going to be clear change, right? And something new will come in, right? There may be something offered to you by the universe, right? Something that you're not seeing. So just be aware of that, right? So yeah, Aquarius, I hope that helps on some level. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the reading, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And yeah, I mean, we'll take a look at your next reading very soon and see if anything in regards to this comes up. But just know that, you know, even if you don't get the answer that you want, good things are still around the corner from you, okay? So this isn't the end of the world, even if you do get a no. Alright? So for now, take care of yourself, and I will speak to you soon.